Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
We are going to talk about work group population. What is that? Anita. What it could be? I would say work group population, all three are same. It's a group of people. Then why do we require these three individual items? I would say group is nothing. If you want to gather a group of people based on single attribute value, we can consider it as a group. If you want to gather a group of people depends on some criteria like we need. The user should belongs to a particular location, particular department, and the user should report it to particular manager. If you are going to gather a group of people depends on multiple value, then it can be considered as a population. When it comes to work group, we don't have any requirement. We don't have any criteria, just they will provide the list of users. We want to gather them as one group. List of people will be considered as a work group. First, let's learn how to create them. Then we can talk about the use cases. Is that clear? I'm audible? Yes. Now let's navigate to Identity Warehouse. In my system, I'm having approximately 98 users. I know we have an identity called identity status, which will determine the user's status, right? Identity status basically. Now we have a requirement. We have to gather a group of people who is active, who is not active, withdrawn, something like that, right? How do we gather a group of people using single attribute value? That's what group. Let's say we want to gather a group of people. The user should belong to particular department, location, and manager field. If you're going to rely on multiple values, then it's called population. Now I'm going to create one group. If you want to create group or group population, we have to navigate to setup. Go to groups. From here we can create. Just click on create new group. I'm going to name it as user status. And which attribute we can use here? We are having identity status department manager location. By default, these attributes won't populate or appear here. If you want to enable them, you have to navigate to gear. I can global setting, go to identity mapping because we can access all the attributes from here. By default, here you could see whatever attribute I declare as a group factory like department first name, identity status, location manager. Only these are using these attributes. You can create a group identity status department. First name manager location. If I'm going to make it as visible. Now I'll do it for location. This attribute won't be appear under groups. We cannot create any groups using location attribute. Last time, it's there. Now I'm going to refresh. Now, attribute would have been removed. This is how we can ensure the attributes can appear under group factory. Now I'm going to create a new group called user status. The description, you can have it here. Just you have to ensure the group should be active, and we can define who can act as a owner for this group. You can define, you can write a simple rule, return some identity value, that group, and that user can be considered as group owner. That's it. Now I created this group. The process is not completed yet. Once you open the group, nothing will be there. What you have to do? You have to refresh this group. We have a task name called refresh group. This task will ensure all the groups will be refreshed and subgroups can be created. Depends on attribute value. In this scenario, I am having identity status called active withdrawn. Sometimes it could be null also. Now, in this scenario, manager is not. If I am going to create a group, all the manager name will be considered as subgroup. Here, active will be considered as one subgroup. Withdrawn will be considered as another subgroup because these are the value identity status attribute is holding. Whatever values we are having as per that, subgroup will be created. Now open the task results. It completed now. Just go to open this. Go ahead and open the same group. You could see subgroup would have been created. Active, withdrawn, no user status. It clearly indicates in my system I am having 172 active users, 7 withdrawn users and 19 users. No status has been defined. For an example, I can open this and I can easily find out. These many users don't have identity status. Let me open one sample user called Arun Karthik. Here you could see this user doesn't have identity status value. This is how we can create group. Now I'm going to create a population. Population. You guys know we can create population using multiple attribute values. But here we don't have population. I mean, if you are going to click on population, we cannot find any button to create population. For groups, we had a button, right? If you want to create population, you have to navigate to Intelligence, Advanced Analytics. Using the standard attribute and searchable attribute from identity, we can. Now the requirement says users should come from particular department or job title should be, let's say, ERAP Accounts Payable Accounting Manager. Then their manager status should be active or they should belong to particular manager and they should have access to HRMS application, something like that. We can have multiple values over here. Only one user is satisfying this condition. If I want to create population, just click on the drop down and I can save all the identities as population. Accounts Payable Team. And they are having HMS application access as well. I'm going to name it as full-time employee. This condition, this is how we can create population. Now go to population and refresh. Here I could see AP Team Accounts Payable Team, full-time employee. Only one user satisfies this condition. This is how we can create population. Then, when it comes to work group, we can create as per the business requirement. Just click on Create Work Group. The list of users will be provided by the team. Now I'm going to name it as SEC Admin Team. Who will be the owner for this work group? The person who is responsible to manage and define this work group. If they have any shared email box, a distribution list, we can have it here. Whenever Sailpoint is going to send any reminder email, whether it is group email, email has to be sent to group email or only member of the group should receive an email we can define from here. And on top of that, if you want to provide any additional permission from Sailpoint application, you can provide the additional capability also from here. Now I'm going to add two users, Abulazier and Aaron Nichols. These two users will be part of this work group. That's it. Click Save. Work group is created. Any question for how to create this item? The groups and populations are automatically updated. Rakesh, for example, news joiner, is matching the criteria. He will be automatically added to a group or the population, right? When it comes to groups, we have to refresh. We have to execute the task called refresh group. Correct. Whenever we are performing identity refresh, population also will be get updated. Only for work group, we have to update manually. It cannot be updated automatically. And now you know how to create them. What about the use cases? Where can we use this? When it comes to groups and population, it can be used under certification to review the particular group of people. Either you can select advanced certification. Advanced certification will help you to review groups and population both. See, here we are having population. We created accounts payable team. Full-time employee, right? The group of people access can be reviewed from here and group also can be reviewed from here. I think we created a group but accidentally it got deleted or something. It's not appearing here, but if it is there, obviously it will be appearing here as well. One use case, I would say the groups and population will help us to satisfy the group of people. One use case, when it comes to population can be used in the roles. In the roles, also in the RBSE chapter we discussed, right? Let's say we have a business role. Whenever this condition satisfied, user will get this business application access along with that underlying it role and entitlement will be provisioned. Instead of this condition, let's say if I'm going to select population from here, if any user is going to join this particular department, location or anything in this population, if user is going to be a member of this population, then this business role can be added automatically. That could be another. Use cases only for population, not for group. Groups can be used only for certification purpose. Other than that, let's say if I want to refresh a group of people or if I want to trigger an event for a group of people, in such scenarios, population can be used. Look at here. The list of population will be appear from here. We can avail this feature also. Apart from that, when it comes to work group can be considered as a single identity. And if you want to define owner for any object like application entitlement role, instead of assigning a single person, we can assign a group of people also, SecAdmin team. Which means if somebody is going to request for this business role, any one of the member from this work group, they can provide their approval decision. This is going to be the actual use cases of work group. That's it, guys. Any question from group work, group population? Any one of you, any question? We can use the loopback connector to add or remove the members from the work groups, right, Pat? Yes, that's true. That's a good catch. Workgroup Sail And this loopback connector, where is that? Did we talk about that? It's there. It's there. This loopback connector will help us to aggregate capability and work group as entitlement right. If somebody wants to be part of this work group, they can go ahead and they can submit requests. If this connector has been deployed and we created an application, then I'll go to the next chapter, bulk object deletion. These are small thing. It won't take much time. When it comes to bulk object deletion, let's say we created this work group. Here I could see more than 100 work groups. If you want to delete them one by one, if you have less number of objects, you can delete one by one manually. But if you have more number of objects, how will you delete it? You can navigate your debug page. From here, you can try to delete all these objects. Maybe if you don't have access to debug page, or if you don't have permission, or maybe you are having only read permission, you cannot delete anything. Maybe you are having a plenty of objects. You cannot delete it from here. In such scenarios, we can launch IEQ console. Just type IQ console. Using this IEQ console, we can delete all type of object from Sailpoint. But please ensure the object name should be the replica of a work page. Replica from debug page. Delete is the command. Then you have to delete. Now just use the command called delete. I think we already performed this scenario. But let me repeat once again. Delete is the command. Then you have to delete. Which type of object you want to delete? As of now, I want to delete work group. Then if I'm going to mention star, all the objects will be deleted. If I'm going to type tmumpy start, whatever object name starts with tmumpy, those files will be get deleted. From UI, I could see 6 object is there and all 6 object has been deleted from here as well. That's it. Now go to setup group and search for work group. These 3 object is not deleted. Remaining 6 object has been deleted. Why it's not deleted? Why attribute sync, rapid setup, self-registration is not deleted? When I use the star, it should have deleted all the object, right? Because these objects are protected. 1. If protected is equal to true, it cannot be deleted. But this protected is equal to true, applicable for all type of object. I hope you guys are clear. Now let's say I want to delete all the task results from my system. Whatever task I have executed for, I could see 53 objects. If I want to delete at one click, then same thing. Just get the object name, use the delete command. Instead of work group, I'm going to mention the object type which I want to delete. This is how we can perform bulk object deletion. That's it. Let's say if you want to automate this process like couple of objects, you can automate that. When it comes to deletion, you can automate this process as well. Just navigate to global setting, go to IQ configuration. Then go to miscellaneous. From here, you can define for snapshot task results certification, then provisioning request. These objects can be proven after certain days. You can define it from here as well. And I hope you guys remember we have a task name called perform maintenance, which will ensure once this object get deleted, old, it will be deleted automatically. You can follow that approach as well, only for limited object. That's all about bulk object deletion. Any question? Rakesh. One thing about bulk object is I had aggregated data and got some identities, and I wasn't some things I had missed. I went and in the debug console, I pulled up a list of all the users and I was able to select them all, then delete them right from within those. Can you follow that approach as well? If you don't have permission to delete them, you can use IAQ console. Now let's talk about IAQ console. Use one question. Go ahead. For example, if we are deleting an identity from the IAQ console, delete all the dependent objects, including the application accounts. And for example, if he's a member in any of the work groups or the other, yes, everything will be deleted. Even the events and all that. This is forceful deletion. All these associate objects will be deleted. All the associate items as well. Core. That's good. Any other question related to bulk object deletion? Then let's talk about IAQ console. I think we have accessed IAQ console very often. Apart from import delete, what are the other operations we performed using IAQ console? In the installation chapter itself, we utilize this import command. Then delete command also we have used apart from that. Look, I think we used it. Correct. That's an import process, right? We tried to import LC module. Apart from these commands, what are the other commands we can use? Import delete. I would say we can access the entire Sailpoint application using IAQ console. If I want to export any object, we will rely on task. We can export the object from here as well. Export is the command. Let's say iPhone clean. iPhone clean will ensure this. Created ID modified values from any object. You might have noted whenever we are creating any object, we will ensure that needs to be removed. This created value, ID value, last, refresh or modified value. If you want to remove this value, you have to type iPhone clean when it comes to export. Then what will be the file name? I'm going to name it as test.xml. This is going to be the file name and which object you want to export. Which class? I want to export all the applications. Just hit enter from the system. All the application will be exported, but where it's going to be the bin directory. Now I created a file name called test file, something right at 12/20/24 at 7:42 p.m. Just now we exported this file using IAQ console and all application will be available under one XML object. Here you could see it's going to be PeopleSoft application, then Loopback application, then Prism application. Here you could say test logical application. Then I'm having GitHub application. All 10 or 11 application will be part of one XML object. If you want to export at one click, you can use IAQ console. You can do it from UI also using task. Import, export, delete is normal command. Other than that, let's say if you want to list down all the objects, you can use list command. I want to list down all the application. These are the application which is available in my system. Apart from list command, you can use count also. What is this count command? It will help you to count the number of object exists in the system. In my system, I'm having 10 applications. Then let's say I want to access one object. Maybe in my system, I want to access SPAdmin from debug page. Here, I could say I can access from here. If I want to access the same XML script from IAQ console, I can use the get command. Get is the command class is going to be identity. Then what is the object name? I can access the same XML script from IAQ console also. Get is going to be very helpful. Command. Apart from get command, we can use run command also. Run command will help you to execute any task from the system. Let's say I have a requirement where I want to execute one task. Maybe the task name as of now 0 task results because we have deleted that. Now I want to execute full text index refresh tasks. I'll get the name from here or else you can type manually. Just type it run on the task name, hit enter. It will be executed. Now go to setup and task results. Here you can find the task has been executed from my IAQ console, not from UI, which clearly indicates you can execute the task as well from my IAQ console. Apart from that, we can approve all the work item. We can reject the work item. We can certify the access review. Sometimes we can lock any object. We can unlock the object. Apart from that, they're very important. We can encrypt the password also. Let's say you want to share the password with other person. Maybe imagine you are from application team. I'm from Sailpoint Tech team. You are supposed, we are going to onboard your application. You are supposed to share the credential, right? You are not supposed to share the credential directly, the password. You have to encrypt that and you can share. Or maybe due to some business reason, if you want to share the password, it needs to be encrypted first of all. If you want to encrypt any password, just use the command called encrypt and you can type the password like admino23 is going to be the password here. This is going to be encrypted value of the password. If you want to decrypt the same, you cannot decrypt from my IAQ console. Just you are allowed to encrypt only. Got. You cannot decrypt. Similarly, in the source data document, I would have given everything. Here you could see. IAQ console will be there in the source data document IAQ console. Just refer this document. It will have all the list of commands. You can refer that. Help pad exit is quite common. You can use the list command count, get check in, check out. If you're an admin people, if you want to check in, check out something, you can do it. To Liti import, export identity related stuff, task related, you can go through this document and you can perform the operation using this command. Got. Is it clear? Any question? Rakesh, I have a separate question away from different than the console. I want to know that in the database, let's say, as part of our whatever onboarding, we've created like 50 rules. And we need to make sure that all the rules after we migrate the application have been migrated correctly. Can we check in the database to see the custom rules, the custom? How do we validate instead of going in the application itself? Can we validate through the database that the objects are present in the new instance? Yes, we can check that. And also, is there like a or do you write how to access data from table? Every object will have attributes, column. You got it? What I'm saying? Let me access one of the people or one of the application. You're asking. In myself, I mean in everybody's system, application will be stored under spd underscore application table, right? And now you're asking whatever customization you performed. Can we access from database or not? Is it right? Whatever changes we've done in the application, correct, 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 to validate. We can rely on this attribute column. And you can check it. Control A, Control C. Then navigate to here. Change the encoding language. Change the language. Then you can check it from. Obviously here the rule will be there. If you define anything. Got? And also the name, right? If we look at the name of the rule, we will know that this is our custom rule. I mean, let's say in the table, usually we have naming standards. I guess if you want to query, here in my system, I have written some custom rule for Prism application. This is Prism application, right? Let me get the attributes for this application. Control A, Control C. Delete Control B. Again, I'm going to search for the rule. Here it's there. Thank you. Thank you. Also one question. Is there like an audit table? The value will define the rule name. An audit. Is there an audit table for this entire application? A speed underscore audit is the table name. You can refer this table. Thank you. You guys understood how to encrypt the password from a EQ console, but as I said, we cannot decrypt here. Then what can we do here? How to decrypt the password? How to decrypt the password? Maybe somebody has provided this entire string value and they said it's an encrypted password. You know, as a Sailpoint, take a how to decrypt that. What will you do? Debug console rule and new. Correct. Will you add the XML script directly over here? Do you know how to write it? Even I'm not aware how to write it. That's the reason. Usually, I'll get it from the existing object. Let's see. I'm going to get this script from here. It's a lengthier one. I'll try to find a simple one. I know these queries is not required. This script is not required. I can delete it. And as usual in the export, also from IQ console, we try to export the object. We will ensure all the creator ID modified value needs to be removed. If you want to export it from IQ console, it's very simple. You can use this iPhone clean command. I'm going to name this object as encrypt, and we imported the class package. I'm going to type a command called return. We have a method called context.decrypt. The method you can access from the Java doc. And what is the value? We can get it from IQ console. Just get the encrypted value and type it over here. Basically, if I'm going to run this rule, this value will be written. And this method will help us to change the operation whether it's encrypt or decrypt. Save this object and we can execute the rule from here. Encrypt, decrypt. Just click on run rule. Using this run rule, we can execute any rule manually. The return value is admin123, which means admin123 is the actual password. Now let's say you want to decrypt also. You want to encrypt also using the same rule. Open the same rule. Just you can comment this. Instead of using decrypt command, you can use encrypt context.encrypt. And what will be the value of the password? The password is locale33. I need an encrypted value of the password. Just save and execute the rule. You can get encrypted value of loco123. This is how we can write a rule to encrypt, decrypt password. Does that make sense? Cool then. Since I launched IK console, let me delete unwanted identities. Whatever identity is going to start with this, it needs to be deleted. Alright, if you guys are clear, then can we talk about batch request? What is batch request? Any one of you? I think recently I have asked this question to one of the candidates. Let's say if you want to create an account, what are the different ways we have in Sailpoint? Can somebody answer for this question? We have a requirement. It's a simple question. We have a requirement whereupon needs to be created. What are the different modules? Approaches are available in Sailpoint. Or else let me put it in a simple way. We have a user who needs some application access. How the access can be granted? How the application access can be granted? Because application access what accounts, right? How user will get the application access? You can grant the user access by executing. I mean by granting access real time, or you can schedule it with other access. What are the modules available in Sailpoint? Better, we can ask the user to submit request. That would be one of the approach, right? Simple one. User can submit a request that application access can be granted after certain level of approvals. Second approach, I would say, if user is going to join, if joiner event has been enabled, obviously user will get the necessary application access. Using joiner event access can be granted, right? Application access, which is account. Third approach, I would say batch request. Batch request is one of the most desired functionality what we have in Sailpoint. Using batch request, we can perform a lot of operation, a lot of provisioning operation except delete. Batch request can be used to perform bulk operation for bulk identities. Like if you want to create an account, if you want to delete an account, if you want to create identity, if you want to change password for bulk users, if you want to add a business role, we can perform all operation except delete identity, which means bulk operation, bulk provisioning operation, we can do it. We can perform using batch request. Let me show you. I think I have a document called batch request. You can follow this. I think this will be available in your portal as well. You can perform these many operations except delete identity. Basically, if you want to run this batch request, we have to ensure the Excel sheet needs to be prepared in a CSV format, and the Excel sheet you have to mention what is the operation and what type of attributes you are going to use it in that operation. Let's say I want to create an identity. Then what will be the name? Email department, call center, first name, last name manager. You have to mention here everything. If you want to modify the identity, what type of operations, what type of attribute you are going to modify for the bulk user. Basically, you have to prepare Excel sheet. Maybe you want to add entitlement, then entitlement from which application? What will be the entitlement attribute? What will be the entitlement name? What will be the account name? Account name and native identity both are same. This account belongs to which identity? You have to clearly mention. If you want to add role, as you guys know, role cannot be added to account level. Role will be added to the identity. Operation is going to be add role, which role you want to add. What will be the identity name? You can mention everything. You can even change password also. If you want to perform bulk operation first, you have to know how to create it in real time. Most of the time, Excel sheet will be provided by the business team. Just you have to upload and you have to process it. I will show you one sample Excel sheet also. In my system, I'm having Excel sheet where the operation is going to be create identity. Username is going to be test user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have mentioned the first name, last name and manager. In this scenario, I'm going to keep it only 6 attributes, 5 to 6 attributes. That's it. Now, if I'm going to upload this file, what will happen? 8 identities will be created because the operation is create identity. If you want to create all these identities at one shot, just navigate to Setup Batch Request. From here, just click on Add New Batch Request and you have to upload the proper Excel sheet. Batch request creation. Allow me a moment. Let me save this file. I'm going to upload this file. And when Sailpoint is going to process this file, iRated will be created in that process. If any error occurs, how would you like to handle that error? Would you like to ignore the error or would you like to stop the process if any error occurs? If you're going to enable this checkbox, you have to mention after how many errors that process needs to be stopped. And maybe you are trying to add a business role or you are trying to add entitlement which may cause violation. Would you like to disable the policy checking or would you like to stop the process when violation occur? Do you want to run this batch request right away or are you planning to schedule for later? You may try to add entitlement from non-conforming or disconnected application. In such scenarios, work item can be generated, form can be appear. Would you like to skip it or would you like to create? Sometimes the operation is create identity and the identities already exist. In such scenarios, if you would like to convert the process as modified, you need to enable this checkbox. And for each and every transaction, provisioning transaction, if you would like to create access request, you can enable this checkbox. As per the requirement, once you uncheck, just upload the file and click on submit. Sailpoint will process this file. Just open that. It will create one by one all the identities. It depends on the operation, right? It could be create identity, modify identity, add role, remove role, add entitlement, remove entitlement, create account, delete account, change password, everything except delete identity. Now I could see a couple of identities has been created and access request also submitted. Now I'm going to check 996 is the request number, whether it's been created or not. And I could see identities are getting created one by one. Totally 6 identities has been created. Eight identities has been created and access request also submitted. The operation is success. 8 identities has created. Now go to access request and check access request has been generated or not. I could see access request has been generated to create an identity. This is how we can utilize batch request functionality. Is that clear? Any question? Rajesh, Janvi, Angapan, Subramaniam, Reema, Saujanya, Sukbar, you guys are clear. The sample file is there. Try to perform operation using this one. I will do one thing. I will try to relate SSD and deployment process tomorrow. Custom report. I have to perform. Application retired process. Any one of you has to share your screen. Your screen. Then let's talk about plugin. For plugin also, any one of you has to share. Give me a minute, guys. Then we can start with quick link only, because quick link can be done from my system. What is quick link? Any one of you? Have you heard this time before? What is quick link or not? Quick link is like a shortcut to take you to your favorites. Right? Every user will have one. Every user. Our team will have your frequently used area, right? Maybe as an application onboarding team, I'm supposed to access application, creating a new application very often. Maybe if I'm from certification team, I'm responsible to create a lot of certification. If I'm from monitoring team, I'm responsible to access this task results very often. If you want to create shortcut for this, then we can rely on this quickly. Basically, this quick link will help you to create a shortcut for mostly mumming, for most access area, you would say. When it comes to quickly, we have two types of quick link. One, it will help you to navigate. Second, it will help you to launch some workflow with the help of form. Today, basically we will learn how to create this quickly. If you want to create any quickly, you have to follow 3 steps. First, you have to ensure quick link categories are available. What is this quick link category? The moment you are going to click on this hamburger menu, whatever items you are able to see here, like my task, manage access. This is what quick link category. The moment you expand the category items, whatever you are able to see, this is what quick link object. First step, you have to ensure quick link category should be available. If it is not there, you have to create it. Second step, quick link object needs to be created. Whatever business requirement we are getting, it needs to be fulfilled through quick link object. And most of the time, if it is a high level one, then developer will pitch in and they will build this project object. If it is an easy one, we can do it from our end. Third step, we can ensure the quick link needs to be active. And who can? We can talk about accessibility also. Who can access? Who cannot access this quickly? What type of users can access and all? You have to follow these 3 types always. Now I'm going to create a new a quick link category. Let me show you how to create it. First we have to navigate to debug page. Then click on system configuration. Then search for quick link category. Here I could see I'm having 4 categories in the system. Also, I'm having 4 categories: my task, manage, access, manage identity and support. The required category is not available. I'm going to introduce a new one. Let's say we can add a new line and we can name the category name. Maybe I'm going to name it as navigation. The category name is going to be navigation and the ordering number will be first. And first will be replaced with this category should appear in the beginning itself. Top. This is how we can create the quick link category. Second, we need to create a quick link object. This is where we require business requirement business. Now, maybe we need to create a shortcut for to execute the task or to access all the monitoring. Sorry, to monitor all the tasks. Whatever shortcut you want to create, you can get the URL from here. Maybe we can avail the external URL. Also, we can allow the user to access external URL, external website also. Maybe I'm going to create a shortcut to create a contact regression task. This is our requirement. The moment user is going to hit this in this quick link, it should navigate to task creation page. That's our requirement. Just navigate to debug page. Start creating on the quick link object. As usual, you can get it from the existing quickly. Try to start with the simple one. Let me get this one. Because I know most of the time, I'll try to get it from the existing object that I can get this XML script. Tagging. We don't require these things. We can delete it directly. As usual, you have to remove this created value. This is the last creation is the shortcut name. I'm going to define the same in the display name also. And you over here, we don't have display name. If you want, you can add it. We don't hidden should be true. You have to remove this because hidden should be false. Then only it will be visible or it won't. It's going to be external work items. We have to name it as external. And this quick link should appear under navigation category. And we don't require the CSS class and all. You can remove this message key. Or else you can keep it as it is. It's fine. CSS class and message key. It's similar to display name only. We have added here task creation. The next step, I'm going to introduce an attribute. Inside the attribute, we have to add map. Then I'm going to have the entry key. Entry key is going to be URL. And what will be URL value we need to access. And you have to close this entry key. The URL, it's going to be this one. That's it. We define everything and I'm going to create a new object. Quick link object. Attribute has been closed. Map has been closed. Click Save. A quick link object would have been created. The second step is done. Third step, we have to ensure this quick link needs to be enabled. And we can control who can access, who cannot access. Click on gear. I can go to global setting. And click on quick link population. You can click any one of the population. And go to quick links. From here you can define. It needs to be enabled. We created a new quick link. To submit request as well. Imagine we created this quick link to submit request to launch any one of the workflow. Are we allow the user to submit request for themselves or other people also? Basically, we are going to allow the user to submit request for themselves or for others. In such scenarios, you can use this option. As of now, we are going to allow to use this quick link only for themselves. And second, using this membership, we can control who can access, who cannot access. If it is all the identities from Sailpoint can access, or else using this match list, you can define. If user is from particular department, then only they are allowed to access this quick link. We can define. As of now, I am going to define for all the users. That's it. Click Save. And apart from that, you can have this included identity, excluded identity, which mean who can access, who cannot access. That's it. Now we followed all 3 steps. Just log out and log in. Now just go ahead and click on this hamburger menu. I could see navigation is first. Just expand the navigation. I could see quick link object, also task creation. Just click on that. It will navigate to task creation page. I mean, if you are going to create this quick link, something like that, we can avoid this entire task menu also. The task button itself won't be there, but user can access the task from the navigation page. This is how we can create quick link. Any question, any doubt? Guys, feel free to ask if you have any question. Let me show you one more thing. I have a high level requirement where we build some custom quickly. The quick link name is a request option. If user is going to log in into their system, if they want to submit any access request, they can click on this quick link. That request will be submitted and access will be granted automatically. For that also I have created a provisioning plan. In the workflow chapter, I have demonstrated what is provisioning plan here. I have written a simple sample provisioning plan. Here we mentioned the current user can access this quick link and they can submit access request. If they are going to do that, the Prism Super role will be provisioned. Now I'm going to mention this request access, not this one. Request role. Quick link should appear under navigation category. Click Save, log out and log in to see the changes. Let me disable approval. First of all, that we can avoid, we can bypass the approval quickly. I have disabled the approval. Click Save. Now click on Gear. I can navigate to navigation here. I could see request upon receivable. Just I named it as record upon receivable. Just click on that request itself. It will be submitted and Prism Super R, Prism Super Business role will be provisioned. See, the request for the Prism role has been submitted successfully. Since I disabled the approval, the requested role would have been added to SP admin directly. Now go to user profile and check. User would have get Prism Super role by just one click away, right? This is how we can avoid. I will use a quick link, guys. That's it. That's all about quick link. If you have any question, feel free to ask now. Let's say using the quick link, I have to create a form on which the user can enter the identity details to create an identity within Sailpoint. You have a create identity quickly, right? The moment you are going to click the create identity quickly, the form can be appear. This is what you are seeing, right? This is also going to create an identity. Because this is out of the box one, the form itself. It will help us to create system identity, system upon identity. A non-human identity, I would say. But then I want to create a human identity by using a separate form via quick link. You can introduce a new quick link. You can take reference from here. Now I'm going to launch. I'm going to access this quickly. Quick link object. The quick link name is create identity. Just open that somewhere here. They would have used. Since it's a predefined one, we cannot find the form name here. Let me show you some sample, one where form will be there. We can attach some form here that it can appear. We have to add form references, something like this. The form name we have to add. Then only the form will be launched. But then you do not have the right example. Let me search. All preferences are there. Similarly, we'll have form references also. But are you talking about this scenario only, right? The moment you are going to click on, the quick link form has to be up here, right? And then you provide the necessary details, and by after submission, it should create a human identity. The same scenario you can follow. But then this, you're saying it will create a system account, right? No. I take it as an example because in real time we won't create any identity. That is the reason I use non-human identity. Using this, you can create a normal identity also, but which we won't do it in real time. Alright, got it. Because I never seen identity has been created for human account directly in the system itself. Identity has to be created from HR account aggregation for all the employees, all type of users. Got. Trying to share. Because once we set up Sailpoint, once we implement everything, we will try to ensure SP admin needs to be deleted first. Before deleting SP admin, we will try to create many system identities from here using this quickly. Because SP admin is a global credential, right? Everybody knows about that. Whoever is working on Sailpoint. In real-time MNCs, we will ensure SP admin should be deleted first. In RenNCs, we will see you next time. Thank you for listening. Thanks for listening. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.